Good morning, traders. This is Ad Zeros. Let's do a sound test and the visual. Can you guys see the screen? Can you guys hear me? A very good morning to all of you. After a long weekend, you know, really excited to do a trading again. Hi, Nick. Hi, Avenger. Very nice. Good morning to everybody. So, how was your long weekend, guys? It's too hard for the traders to wait, huh? For the long weekend. So yeah, so be careful. Don't be get desperate to trade. Uh, we take it slowly. Yeah. All right. So as I was expected that yesterday the yields were on the downward trajectory. Today again the 10 years treasury and 30 years yields are negative. So the inflation risk what we're expecting I think is gradually fading away, and think that there might be another rally in the market because if the interest rate are on the downward trajectory, then I think there is no inflation risk then. If there was be inflation risk, then the bond market or the interest rate would go higher. So that is not happening. So if you look at the SPY, that's why it's just keep moving up and yeah, slightly red, but I guess not really a big sell-off. That I think the biggest reason is because the bond yields are on the downward trajectory, and until the yields are not downward, upward, there is no risk for inflation at this point. So, Nasdaq is just look at 0.2% up. SPY is moving up, so I guess there might be kind of a rally, I guess. But it's today within the week, I don't know. But it seems like that the inflation, the soon they're gonna know that the inflation is not a risk anymore. Then those investors who are on the sideline, they're gonna come back and join the market. So let's see what happens. But guys, really appreciate if you give a thumbs up, and then we will start our daily process of reviewing our gappers, and we're gonna find out certain entries and discuss certain ideas, and we'll go from there. All right, so really appreciate if you give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, and feel free to introduce yourself and ask any questions if you have. All right, so given market is kind of a flat at this point, let's see, is there any gapping down stocks? And there are a lot of gapping down stocks today than the gapping up, and most of them are the Chinese stock which are gapping down. So let's start with the first DIDI. DIDI is a very strong, IPO, and I was really positive about it on this. This is China Uber. So from the long-term perspective or from the perspective, it is really good. But there is a bad news over the weekend that the China government basically stopped uh, or blocked the app on the app store, so no new customers can come in. So that's the bad news for the DIDI. And if it's almost, you see, 20% is down. So so there will be an upward pressure too, because a lot of people want to buy this because it's a Uber is maybe a temporary setback, but for us as a day trader, we are looking for a short-term momentum. So if you look at the 5-minute chart, for me it is on the restriction, so only on the uptick I can sell. I still have some shorts to sell. I can clearly see that the 1450 or 1440 area has a strong support, so I will mark that support as a 1440. The next support I see, sorry, 1240, and the next support I see on the $12, and then the support I see on the 1150, and the low of the pre-market is 1080. Whereas on the high side on the resistance side, we see a 1257, 1274, and then the 315. These are the resistance we have, and then of course on the top. And if you look at the 15-minute chart, this is the way below the opening price of IPO, and I think it's because of the, as I said, is a very bad news for the company. For the growth company, if new customers cannot come in, that's a bad news for it. Right, guys, and I really appreciate if you give a thumbs up. Um, I see a lot many people are online and looking, viewing us, and yeah, feel free to introduce yourself. We're trying to build a small community and really appreciate if you give a thumbs up. All right, so next stock on the gapping down list is LI. LI, the auto sector, LI, XPAF, EV sector is down. EV sector moved from 16 to 37. Similarly, if you look at the XPAF moved from 22 to $48 and now moving down. We see last time when it just gapped down and it's just moved up, on this day, gapping down here and then moved back up. And right now it is under those levels of 43. So let's find out some kind of a support and resistance here. Right now, it just looks really weak. It's maybe a negative, perspective around the companies, the Chinese companies, because of some government restrictions or political uncertainty. So I will mark as a resistance is the 1452, and then the support we can see clearly right now is the support of free market low, which is 4180. So I don't want to mark anything else. Um, and then the yesterday low was the 4150. So definitely these were the channels is going to be play, almost 60 cents channel, 4250 to 4190, and then 4190 to 4154. So 60-50 cents channel right now it is being created, so we need to look for that. And let's look at the LI now. How does LI is trading? XPAV is 4% and LI is also 4%, so not much of a difference. And if you look at the 5 minute, let's look at the daily first. A similar pattern moved up and then now the sharply coming down. Uh, LI seems like it have a support around 31, and let's see what it does on 31, and then next support I see on the 30 and then the 29 level. So this is clearly I see a support here on the 30 level, so we need to see that whether it does it hold this 31 area, or look at that yesterday also bounce back from here. So 31 is could be an interesting level to see whether it hold this or no. And in terms of resistance, we can mark as 3222, and then we have a 3290, and then 3258. So these were the levels I see on uh, on the LI. Uh, Hi Andre, hi Louis. Okay, so let me finish the gappers and then we can go. And then if you look at the TAL, TAL was in the list, yeah, on Friday as well. I traded it, but it was slow, very slow price action. Couldn't get anything out of it. If you look at it here, action in the initial morning, it was just chopping around on a sideways, and essentially just the first move was a downward, and then after that, not a big move uh, until very later after 12 o'clock. It touched 2170 again and then moved 70 cents, but very slow price action. Even I think a few days ago, I traded even that day also very slow price action. Now the question is that is going to continue this price action slower or is going to be faster now. So right now $20 is an important support. If you see here, it had a double bottom here, moved up, and when its last time touched the 20, it moved all the way to 26. Right now is moving back down to 20. Now we need to see that what it does now. Right now, as if we look at it, 2050 has been touched in the pre-market first hour around 4 before 4:30, then moved back up, came down again now after 8:30 at the 2040, and then is moving back up again. So clearly, if we want to mark this, we can clearly say that this is a support area. Stock is keep bouncing from this. Is also the pre-market low right now. 26. 2063 could be an important one. I have finished my trend lines going to global level, so I need to delete certain stocks. Let me see from where I can delete that. Uh, do I have anything here? And I don't think so. Let's look at the Wish. Maybe I have something around Wish. Workcodes. Sorry about that. Just want to delete some trend lines so we can make the levels. And okay, okay. DD we have just marked it. Let's remove from the AMD and the Sophie. Do I have anything? Okay, I don't have anything. All right, let's go back to okay, let's remove from here and let's go back to which stock we were looking at it right now. TAL. Yeah, so TAL right now, okay, so we're looking at it. So in terms of resistance, 2040 is going to be support, 2060 is going to be resistance, and then this 2080 would be an important resistance to us. Let's remove this one. We don't need that far. Okay, dokie. Okay, and if you look at the PDD, another Chinese stock, and that also very weak. Um, it's around the support area of 115. Let's see what it does here. It looks very interesting too. It's a big mover. It could be an interesting one if you can get some kind of an entry here. Right now it's very weak. It just keep coming down, making a new lows. So there is no not we still need to wait for that to find a support here. And if you look at the 5 minute charts, the last pullback on 115 and then now on the 1480, so could be interesting. We can mark that. Let me just put it here so we don't forget what we're looking at. uh, LI, XPAV, PDD, DAL, DIDI, and uh, let's look at another one is a Tiger. Tiger is also coming down. Tiger was really strong last few days, and last 3 days is just dropping off. You look at how strong it was, and it's covering all the gaps. So 23 is an important support if you look at it. Previously, a couple of time there was a resistance, and then it bounced back around June, touch back in I think mid-June, then again. So this is a very important area of 23. We need to see and watch around what it does. If it's break this 23 and comes down, then we can see a beautiful downside move. So let's mark that tiger as well. Um, let's look at the 5 minute chart to see any support. Right now it is really weak. um, no bounce, real bounce here, but we can for our marking perspective, we can mark as 2370 as a resistance. Then the Tencent is also coming down. Um Unbelievable that these stocks are coming down. Um Tencent Music, also another Chinese company. So Chinese are down today. Look at the daily 33 and now right now on the 15. Again, all if you look at all these stocks are touching the support area, so it's hard for us to find a momentum to trade. But we will find those levels and we'll see accordingly that how we're gonna pen. Guys, really gonna appreciate if you give a thumbs up. I just saw only 2 likes so far, so really appreciate if you give thumbs up. Um, all right, so this is a gapping down. Let's see what you guys have before we move on to the gapping up. Right, QFIN. Let's look at the QFIN. QFIN we have traded on Thursday. On this day when it's coming down. This is the third day. I mean, look like an extended stock, but it's maybe the old Chinese are down today. All Chinese are down today, so it may be that's the reason that all these are stocks coming in. Volume is not that much. It's maybe because all other stocks are coming down. That's maybe the reason that QFIN is coming down. Um, as compared to if you look at the PDD, look at this almost 235,000 shares. So they have their own momentum, they have their own volume, not like a QFIN, smaller volume. Good morning, Freds. In the pre-market you're talking about, Freds? What did you miss? The WB? Did you go long on the pre-market right now and then it's dropped on you? Yeah, see, sometime what happened is that if the liquidity lower in the pre-market, right? And it's dropped a couple of points, and your order is maybe only ask plus two or minus two or bid plus two and minus two, and your order go to the market, but then until it execute the price is just quickly fell so quickly. So if you look at it here, the price action, I'm not sure what time you have. Maybe seems to me that you maybe went around 8 o'clock. And always this is my advice or to. Oh, okay, so you were not trapped. Okay, so that's the good news. So always remember, so what happened here around 8 to 8:05, right? And from then 8:30 to 8:35, unless you see in the chart this big bars, okay, never trade that stock unless you see this, because these bars appears when the market makers clear the imbalance of the stock. All right, there's the market transactions, and usually I wait for the market to have that bars in place in the chart so then I can trade if I want to trade pre-market. Usually it happen exactly at 8 o'clock, and if it not happen then you need to wait until it happens. And similarly it happens at 8:30, and if it not happens you wait until it happens. So you just look at it at 8:30, it didn't have anything happen like that, but it happened this time at around 8:40. But usually this is abnormal. Usually if you see any stock, you will see these kind of a lines around 8:30. So you look at this MRIN, and it exactly happened around 8:10 because these was very active small cap. So usually it has to be there and then you can trade, because you're not able to trade this because this is a market transaction and your order is not going to fill up. So if you look at it, maybe any other stock, maybe the LI, see here, it happened around 8 and then it re-happened again around 8 and 10. So these bars is basically just to clear the imbalance. These are not for you for us to trade. We can trade. We will not going to get executed on this. And then look at the XPAV. See here, around 8 o'clock. So usually this is a norm that it happens around 8 o'clock. But if it not happen, then it can happen a little bit later. But what happened then? What is the news on the WB? Why it is moving so much? It looks good. 6 million shares have already been traded. Uh, All-time high from 60 to 80. Wow. What's the news here? Very volatile. Let's see what is the share float on this. 53 million. So it's a nano cap. Not even the small cap, micro cap is a nano cap. Or also we can say the micro cap is because over a little bit over 50 million. So yeah. So yeah. All right. I can saying it looks very volatile. Okay. So these are the ones we have, and last one we have are the Futo. Futo. I was on the weekend I was looking at it as a beautiful flag of coming down. It was in my list on the downward trend. But if you look at it, it's already an 8% down, $13 from 160 to 150. So we need to watch out. We need to now trade as a gappers, and it's very volatile, very spready, and fast mover. Okay, let's see what you guys have before we move on to the gappers. Gap ups trades. Okay, so QFIN we discussed, PDD we discussed. Let's look at the TCOM. TCOM we have not looked at it yet. So TCOM, low volume right now, breaking down, no support. There is a support around this area around 34, and the action. So I don't know. So if you look at the daily chart, although it is breaking down, but there's another congested levels in the chartings and the support around 34.50. So if that breaks, then you have some kind of momentum here, but it's very congested chart right now. Let's look at the anyone else have anything? Lois is saying Blin. Let's look at the Blin. So Blin, wow. So 50% up already gapping up. What's the news on the Blin? Or is just moving without any reason? Okay, where is basically a nano cap, 50 million shares, 5 million shares, sorry. It's just a 5 million shares float. So, and look at it, it's almost 12 million. So almost three times this shareholders have already been changed. So new shareholders. Uh, so it's very, very nano cap, only 5 million shares float. So be very careful on this stock to trade. It can give you a momentum. So if you look at it right now, average 5-minute candle is around uh, almost 50-60 cents. Top is the 14, we can mark that level. 1360 is another resistance, we can mark that. Support $13 is right now is an important support. If you look at it, a couple of times tested and moving back up. So right now it is a good channel between 13 to 14 to $1 channel. Looks good. Let's see what it does as the market opens. And if we get a momentum, we can go ahead and trade that. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, and yeah, it's only 5 million share float. Yeah, and you guys, I really appreciate. I don't like repeating again, but really appreciate if your thumbs up. I see a lot many people are online. Really appreciate if you see any value. We were trying to build a small community. I would really appreciate if you give a thumbs up. Yeah, and if you're seeking value out of it, would really appreciate. And last time MRIN also were there. It was not moving for a few days, and now it just keep moving. So right now, I just look at it. Um, on the $28. So very volatile, very volatile. Let me remove this levels. I don't think so. I'm gonna trade this. So let me remove this. Uh, yeah. So let's look at some other stocks. I was looking over the weekend, which are looks really good. I couldn't discuss all of them, but you can keep into your listing. It might give us some kind of a momentum. Okay. So space. After the Friday big red day, I was expecting a continuation. Right now it is green, but you might see a continuation. So I'm looking for a continuation on space. Uh, let's look at the DKNG. DKNG looks really good for me on the long side. It's really, if you look at it, really forming very nice bull flag came down, holding this 51 level, 50 level. So if it move over 52, it can be very interesting long. Keep an eye. Don't try to trade before. I think 52 could be an important level for the move up. Next one is a Sophie. Look, watch what's in Sophie. Is Sophie can hold the 18 level, right? Right now it is holding this. If it's hold 18 level, another one I was looking at the SWBI. The it's very negative momentum. Yeah, on the Friday I see a continuation. If it's break under 30, it could be a good momentum. So SWBI looks good too. And okay, I think these are enough for us. Do you guys have any gapping up stocks? Because I don't have any gapping up stocks on my listing on my scanner. So okay, I do find now some on my gapping up. One is the Wish. Wish is 6% up right now. If you look at it, uh, it will just keep coming down. Right now, it is holding the 1230 level. Uh, this 5 minutes is a very heavy 5 minutes. Look at this, the volume of the 5 minute. So could be interesting. Uh, let's mark because we don't have anything on the long side. So let's mark this wish. Um, let's look at the 15 minutes to find some support. Definitely the 1250 could be an important, interesting level. If it's break the 1250, then we can see some kind of upside momentum. Right now, the volume came in 1.2 million in just last 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and 5 minutes is almost 800,000 shares. So let's see what it does. Then we saw the WB, very volatile. Uh, from you can imagine, it's not a cent mover, it's a dollar mover. So every tick, you look at this, how every 1 minute, if you look at it, just this 1 minute is from 61 to 62, the dollar move. 1 minute is dollar move. If you are on the wrong candle, so they're gonna screw you. So be careful on this, very volatile. Next one is a WBT. WBT is 300,000 shares, 5% gapping up. Uh, June was the day when it moved up too much, and then after that, it just consolidated. And today, it just appeared on the gapper. Not a big volume, not a nice candle, so you can put into a secondary list. Uh, WB and WBT. Okie dokie. So that's all I have. Uh, any questions? Anything you want me to look at it? Yeah, OCG, and I noticed OCG in the morning that it is gapping up again, but it is just maybe a dead bounce. Uh, unless it move over 9, I think there is no point of wasting time because it can be, uh, it is clearly downtrending right now. Um, we can mark it 1870 as an enter if we catch some kind of a momentum. But there are a lot other stocks which are having a good momentum. So I don't know that OCG will show some kind of momentum. The next one is a YMM. YMMM is IPO, it just keep coming down. It's a garbage. you know, uh, stock right now, sometime even doesn't have a momentum. You know, it just keep down. If you look at yesterday price action, it was also gapping down, but then move up, came down, came down, move up, came down, move up, came down, and then move up, and then so it's really weird price action. So it's better avoid them. And we look at NTLA. So NTLA, you know, this is very interesting question. So see, look at here. It moved from 85 to 205. I don't know what is the catalyst here. It is basically a high short float, and that's why it's what's a cover, or it is real catalyst, and the price moved because the investors are really interested in buying this stock. So if this is about a catalyst of positive news that this company has something good, and then that's why it was this price action was noticed, what was the reason behind that? Then I think this pullback gonna be bought back. But if it's going to be FDA approval, yeah, so FDA approval usually is a short squeeze. So they've usually short stocks, and if they FDA approve, then it's just move up. Just look at the BIIB. You know, this one, it was trending here. FDA approved, short squeeze all the way to 480, and then now it is on the 340, so it came down. So if it is a FDA approval one, then most likely the this price action price gonna come down most likely, uh, because that's the way it works. That if it move too much, but it's gonna move today or within the week, we never know. It's gonna be little carefully because you look at $1 spread on it right now. I don't know after market opens what it does, but be careful on this. Volume is also not good. Maybe it's not in play. Maybe it comes down, but it can squeeze you before coming down. So be careful on it. All right. So with on this note, we have a good list. Good luck, all of you guys. And today we are trading after a long weekend. So be very careful. Don't jump. Hold yourself a little bit longer because we might, give ourselves, we do some bad trades in the morning, and then we just gonna be upset throughout the day. So just trade carefully because we are trading after a long weekend. So we have a tendency as a trader to jump. So don't jump. Let the trade comes to you. And yeah, we'll find an opportunity. All right, if I do some good trades, then I'm gonna do a recap for you guys. And yeah, feel free to leave your questions or thumbs up. And if you want to join my mentorship program, let me know or email me, and I'm gonna share you the details. All right. Have a great day. Go green.